Hello, hello. Hope everybody is doing absolutely fabulous today. It's Monday. Is it Monday? It's Monday. I've never had a typical 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, so Mondays I've always quite enjoyed because if anything, I always had Mondays off. It's really psychologically detrimental to look at certain things in a different way when it's all the same, right? To favor Friday over Monday when you have to work, you have to pay for your life. You can't just always think about Friday, because Monday can be just as enjoyable. You can still see your friends, you can still go out after work, you can still have a life, people, when they bottle up shit like that and they make things look bad, then it's just it's like cursing a day for no reason. All right, here we go. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Wow. This many cards doesn't usually come out. This is weird. Weird. Aww. Honestly, okay, so this. I really thought this was going to be a good reading, but I don't think it is. I was so oh, look, you're going to be going out with people, once the frost is defrosting and melting, and then no, you realize I didn't say that because that's not the message. What I'm getting is, an offering is coming into you, okay, because, there's been this group of people that are being called out now for freezing you out. You could have had a lot of medical problems and your family just went ew and walked away. I had a cousin who had realized that he had a really bad back, and as soon as he started talking about his back, my whole family walked away from him as if he was going to need something. And thank goodness he had a grandmother from his mother's side, which wasn't my family's disgusting bloodline. And she let my cousin stay with her for most of his life because my uncle, who's his father, basically disowned him once my cousin started showing signs of trauma and abuse. And my uncle was very, very mean to my cousin growing up. If anybody got yelled at, if anybody got beat, it was him. And his other son that he had with his new wife never got touched. And it was he got yelled at just as much, but I feel like the older one got it way worse. And it was so sad to see everybody reject my cousin because of his health problems. And I was so happy that he got to stay with his grandmother because his grandmother was a huge part. That's what grandparents are there to do. And, they're there to house you, to support you, to help you, right? That's why people have houses, so that if people have somewhere that they don't have anywhere to go, you have an open home that you can, offer them. Homes are when people have 2, 3 bedroom houses, lots of space, way more than an average just one person needs, and they decline family members or loved ones to stay with them in times of need. OMG. Oh my God. I don't know what I would do. I honestly, when I had nowhere to go and my sister's husband had already moved out, she put me in her room. Because for one, she didn't want to be in there anymore because that was the room with her husband that she had just kicked out. And she wanted to be in the living room with her dog. So I moved into her room. And ever since then, we've had multiple one-bedroom apartments together because I was all we could find. And she always gave me the bedroom because I was usually the one always working. I usually am. It's very hard for her to find work. Whereas me, I can find work a lot faster than her. And so she would always give me the bedroom. She's always given me the bedroom. If there's a bed, she gives it to me because she knows how bad my back is. And if there's a room, she gives it to me because she can be in the living room. She's got no problems living in the living room. That's what a living room is for, right? If someone's not living in it, then what the hell is it called a living room for, right? Like we had this room in my parents' house where nobody was allowed to even go into. The dog was restricted from walking on the carpet. Like it was so white trash. I don't even fucking, I can't even like put a number on how many times I wanted to smack her in the fucking face to see the dog laying in the hallway staring at us, not being able to come in. Oh, I'm sorry. He was allowed in on Christmas morning, but he was to lay down and stay beside my father. Like, honestly, my parents really had to control a lot of things. And maybe this group, like, you know, because I started talking about my cousin right away and like the fact that our whole family was like, ew, you're disgusting. You're addressing something that's wrong with your body and you expect us to help. Like, and like my grandmother was very narcissistic. Like once she got past 60, everything was about her. She would purposely go to the doctors just to find something wrong with her. So then she could bring all her sons back over. So then they could all fuss over mom and how's mom doing and oh, grandmother's sick again. And I swear to God, this bitch was so fucking narcissistic. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, bitch, keep your fucking health to yourself sometimes. Like you have a husband, you have a support system. You don't need to be calling your sons all the time, telling them about this little tiny thing that happened to you at the doctor's. Like just grow up. Like parents, the weight that they put on their children's shoulders. And not only that, not the weight they want to put on their shoulders, but the fact that they can't do anything on their own, even when their husband's beside them, they still have to involve their children. Like there's a better place and a better time to involve your children about your health and not right then and there as if it's a 911 fucking emergency when they know damn well it's not. They're just crying wolf like usual, trying to find something wrong with nothing, right? And anybody, fuck, you go to the doctors, you make them do enough tests, everybody's got something wrong with them. Jesus, like, honestly, this fucking woman's got to get this shit together. Like, this was some kind of abuse, and like, when we deal with abuse, it's like, people wear that shit like a scar for the rest of their lives. And I feel like there's a group of people that are getting called out now, ringing of the bells. They're getting called out for taking some type of like natural medicine from you. So like with my cousin, all my cousin really had to do was continue to see the chiropractor and his scoliosis would have been cured. Because as long as your scoliosis hasn't gone to a certain extent, like I believe it's phase 4 or phase 5, as long as it hasn't reached that margin, you can reverse. But I mean, it costs a lot of money and you got to go to the chiropractor at least twice a week. And it's a lot of pain. My back's hurting right now just fucking thinking about it. And it's a lot of dedication to yourself. And you really, like, I mean, it's good to keep moving. But if it's like a mental trauma attached with your back, then you need time off. You know, like you need to, sometimes when people realize something, then they need the time to get better. And when you've got people around you that are using, their health already as an excuse, they sure as fuck don't want you around. Because now all of that attention that they want to get put onto them for their health some of that support has to go to you now. And any narcissist will look straight at that person and go, get the fuck out of my house. I'm the only one that's allowed to be sick here. They will almost fucking flat out say it. I can't afford you. You can't be here. It's going to stress me out too bad. Like a narcissist is a fucking narcissist. Like it's not like they've got a book of guides exactly what they do and how they follow it. They just narcissistic. They're going to follow exactly what they want to do, exactly when they want to do it. And if you've got some type of other opinion to say, good luck trying to get it out. And if you do get it out, good luck not getting fucking smacked in the face for fucking saying it, right? Like, so the thing is like these people froze you out. That's what I'm feeling. They froze you out. And that's really good. Like, I remember watching it happen to my cousin, because I mean, my whole family froze me out too, but I don't always want to just talk about myself because it's not like, it is the Whitney channel, but it's not all just about me, right? And like, when I think about my cousin, man, I always just say to myself, like, man, and it just happens to be that I have scoliosis too, but the reason why they froze me out was a lot more than just that. But the first thing that came out was the scoliosis, and my stepmother kicked me out of the house when I had nowhere to go because I was laying down on the couch because my back was inflamed at the time. Anybody knows your back gets inflamed, you gotta lay down. You can't be moving around. She wanted me moving around, stretching, applying for jobs, fucking making her life come true, and making all her dreams come true. And I had been there for only a couple days after being massively traumatized from where I just came from. But when people don't want you to rest because they're not resting, right? And anybody who's in distress is not resting. They don't want to rest. They want to keep themselves stressed out all the time so then it can affect the people around them as well, right? It's very sad, like, how destructive people can be. And it's clear that these people, there's a group of them, like, there's not just one of them. There's a group getting off of, like, torturing you and taking your medical supplies away from you. That's what I just heard. So, like, I don't really know what that means. That's the thing, is I don't know if they just kept doctors away from you. Like, my father manipulated my doctor because he was my family doctor, and he went in there and he told my doctor that I was a pathological liar and that the pills that he had put me on made me suicidal, and my doctor wanted to lock me up. I had 48 hours to call him back. And I didn't even know what happened. I was like, isn't that against the law? Like, you're not allowed to just talk about your fucking kid to your doctor. I'm not a child. I was like 34 years old. And there's my father talking to my childhood doctor, calling me a pathological liar and saying I'm suicidal and to lock me up, when I had just figured out that my stepfather had molested me. So there was a lot coming out of me at the time. Like, I couldn't even believe that I fucking survived it because everybody turned against me. But then there's my father trying to get me locked up. Like, I actually couldn't believe it. Like I got stunned that day as if a stun gun had hit me. Like, I was in shock. Like, my sister looked at me like, I don't know what to say. And I was like, this is what he's doing. Like, this is all a part of his manipulation. This is what he wants. He wants me to get taken away because whatever it is that I'm thinking about, talking about, right, regurgitating, remembering from my childhood, he doesn't want me to remember something. It's making him uncomfortable. And to this day, my father still won't talk to me. It's been years. And I had another awful fucking vision of something that he did to me as a child. And I know how disgusting my father is, which is why it reacts. And he reacts to me so violently in 3D because of the things that he has done to assault me as a child growing up. He can't face me. And he thinks that he can turn my sister against me. My only flesh and blood I have in this entire world thinks that he can rip that away from me. Are you kidding? My sister won't even look at him. My sister wants to buy a gun. I'm not joking. Like this shit's getting serious with these people. Like, when they start fucking with you, like, mentally, and they start getting into you and telling you that everything it is that you're doing, you're what's wrong, because these people refuse to change. They want what they want, and they're going to take it, and they don't give a fuck what you have to say about it. And then when you come back for retribution, you come back for just a story. Give me some closure. Tell me what happened. I want to know why you stripped my rights away from me. I want to know why you took everything from me. I want to know why no one's talking to me now. Like, what did you say? What did you do? And they just walk away? They freeze you out? Like, I'm getting a little bit dizzy. That was a really huge channel that just had to come out. And now I feel really dizzy. Whoa. Like, I feel like your soul is very angry. And so shall it be, man. Like, you deserve to be angry. Like, you cannot be told by anybody when they affect your personal life, which is affecting your life in any way, it's personal, tell you that you're not allowed to react to it. Wow. Like, talk about even more of a narcissist. Oh, hi, I'm the only one that's allowed to have feelings in the room because the second you address your feelings, people are going to take the spotlight away from me. Like, whoa, like, holy, dealing with with a narcissist, like, oh, I've dealt with so many narcissists in my life that, like, I can basically call them out now. I can look at a narcissist and know they're a narcissist just by looking at them, just by seeing what it is they're doing, how they're reacting in public, how they're dealing with me. Narcissists do not like me. They do not like anything about me. If they cannot push me around, so there is no fucking need for me, right? Oh my God, look at the card that landed on reindeer medicine. Thief. Like, I'm telling you, this person stole your medicine. You're not going to like this at all. This is like, you know, I can't help but see that, like, I drew the T as like a cross. And I remember drawing it and being like, that looks like more of a cross than it does a T, you know? And now I'm getting like, I don't know if this person is using religion on you, which a lot of people do. Hold on to that holy Bible and start ripping everybody's assholes apart. That's obviously why it was created, right? Idiots. Ugh. Okay, for the card to defy frost, we have poison. It's completely toxic. Them freezing you out was, I think what they thought by freezing you out was that it was going to kill you. Yeah. Oh my God. Look at Gaslight. Are you here? Like, they were really hoping that you would just disappear. Like, their hate was going to be enough to have you never come back. Okay, so these people did a ritual. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so if you've had a really hard time with energy lately, I can probably tell you it's because of this. Okay, they have stolen your fuel. And by stealing your fuel, it stole your energy, and they like harvested your energy. Okay, they did a fire ceremony, which is why we've got Blaze One for the nation. So this whole gathering was to help them out, okay? It was to, I just heard, put a fire under their ass. So they used all their energy to fuel themselves, obviously, right? And then we got Werewolf in reverse, which I'm really kind of thinking that because of these people's hatred and what they, you know, put into your life, what they orchestrated in your life because of their just straight feelings towards you, it changed you into something. Okay. And the thing is that, you know, actually somebody said this in a reading, that I watched. Her name is Irene. I don't know what her channel's called though. Irene, like 444 or something like that. She's on every single video commenting. So you can find Irene probably pretty quick. And she said something and it really struck with me because she goes, you know, she was talking about her family members and she goes, you know, you're the one that opened up this gift for me. You're the one that made me the way that I am. And now you're mad about it. And I was driving to this place to go get weed the other day. And my sister was like, okay, I'll come with you. And I'm like, no doubt. I decided to go when she wasn't working. So she decided to come with me because it's like, takes like 2 hours, you know, by the time we get there and back. And I said that to her. We were in this little teeny town and we were crossing the river. And then all of a sudden, poof, the memory came into me. And I was like, you know what? We've got to remember the reason why we are the way that we are and the reason why we've survived and the reason why, like, is like my sister and I have been third eye open since birth. We have always had higher spirits talking to us. We've always seen things. We've always talked about things. We've always been guided by something that we can't see. Like, her and I have been like freakishly open to another world since we were born. And the reason why we were is because my parents were never around. They weren't parents. They weren't guiding us, supporting us, watching us, protecting us. They were off doing whatever they wanted to do, right? Blaming us for everything, right? So my sister and I, when I said that to her, I was like, they did this. They made us wake up and listen to the world because we were going to get killed if we stayed those sleeping children. that's how children get taken. That's how children are not paying attention. They drown, they die, because their third eye is not turned on. They're still a child. They're goo-goo gaga at even age 4, 5, and 6. They have no idea what's going on because mommy and daddy have coddled them. They don't know the real world. But anybody who's had their parents hate them, yo, they've been outside this whole time. Like, since 3 years old, I've been outside. I don't know what it's like to be inside until I was an adult, because my parents never let me inside, or I always ran away because I never wanted to be there, because I would rather be outside listening. And I would always be in the woods. Always. There was always woods around me. I was always in the woods. I was always in nature. I was always escaping into a fantasy world because I was so manipulated that I couldn't stay in the real world. Like, I tried to kill myself when I was 8 years old because a bully was constantly stalking me, hitting me, throwing things at me, chasing me home. Like, she tormented me with her fucking fat friend. And I don't know how I survived. I really don't. I just knew that once I didn't do what I was going to do because I was too little and I really didn't know what I was doing, I reached another level and was able to start defeating my enemies. And that's when I kind of turned crazy. I realized that by being crazy, it showed people that they couldn't fuck with me because I was always by myself. So instead of being that little small shy child that I was, I became this like fierce fucking dragon that would run up to people and scream if I knew they were fucking with me. And then they turn around and walk away because nobody wants to deal with a crazy person. Right? So I became fucking loco. That's what you have to do to protect yourself, and that's what you have to do to protect yourself. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says, and it doesn't matter what anybody else does, because this is your fucking journey. It doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. Right? So why does it matter what you do? Like, everything that you do is going to be different than somebody else. Right? You have to realize you have to figure out a way to stay alive. Right? I figured out how to stay alive, and it pissed my parents off. Because I think they were always hoping that I wasn't going to be around. Like, there's been a time where I should have walked into oncoming traffic and something pulled me back and no one was there. I almost got kidnapped from Disneyland, but they wouldn't let my sister come with me, so I didn't go. I almost burned down in a house. Like, the amount of times I've almost died, but I've had this like spirit with me that has kept me from dying, because when you're not supposed to die and your third eye is turned on, then you stay safe. Right? So it's like these people, you know, they took something from you and it's stopped you. And I think the whole point of taking your fuel away from you was to almost like eventually then your engine would stop, like you're in a boat. But what they didn't realize was that you had paddles. So you just started paddling. And they were like, yeah, but we took your gas away. Yeah, you took my gas away, but you didn't take my strength away. You didn't take my will to survive. You didn't take me away. You just took one element that would have made this a little bit easier for me to do. And that's what haters do. They take that little fucking piece away from you that really could have helped you. And not helped you in a way that it would have got you anywhere faster or sooner, but it just would have helped you in a way that you didn't have to waste all your energy just trying to get to one place. And then having to, you know, kind of almost like, I feel like once you exert a lot of energy, then you have to like spend a lot of time sleeping, because then you have to recharge your batteries again, because your batteries get drained so quickly because 3/4 of the power goes to them. So now I think maybe that's what's being offered to you now. Maybe that's what's coming back around. It's like almost like I see like a birthday cake, you know, maybe someone's birthday is coming up, and then underneath it, it's tranquility. And I think that that's like a nice little peaceful life. That's a peaceful life getting away from them. Right? It's like they owe you this now because of stealing something and then freezing you out. They stole it and then froze you out. Like, how does that even make sense? And then they keep coming back to you to get what they want, but it's not doing anything for you. Yeah, so this lighthouse has come on, okay, which is this ringing of the bells here, and we've got exit with clock and third party, which means that you're getting away from this third party, and to be honest, it is a fucking party. Like, it's a party, it's a ritual, it's something going on, and they're adding your energy to it to energize them all. Like, 2's company, 3's a crowd. We got 7 people on there. That's a party if I've ever fucking seen one. Small party, but that's a party. So they're really, you know what I do think? Oh, goodness. Okay, so they had us, okay, all of a sudden I started looking at this big ass moon in the background, and I went, was the moon the witness? And look, witness to the hex. Like, you had something that all of a sudden saw what they were doing and went, no, that's a ritual to hurt somebody. That's not a ritual, because people do rituals all the time. Like, fuck, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? You need some good abundance coming in. You want to do a nice fruitful spell for spring, or, you know, help your plants grow, or, you know, you can do spells for a lot of things, but to go out and to do some shit under the moon with all your friends to hex somebody and then freeze them out by poisoning them, by becoming so toxic that they can't be around you. These people are pretty dumb, because the thing is that they don't understand is that what goes around comes around, and there's, ooh, see, I do think that this is a group of witches. It's a group of very nasty energy, you know? People who maybe think they're witches, think they're magical, think they're powerful, but it's only because they're with the moon, hearth and home. So there's something coming back to you there. They've really cursed your home. They've cursed the ground that you lay on, or the ground that you grow on, or something, you know, trying to bring that all in for them. That's really sad. So clearly, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if you've been hanging in really awful energy and reacting to it, and that's why they don't like you, because they don't like that you're saying no to their abuse. Like, you're just supposed to accept it and be like, oh, look at that, can I take some more abuse? Like, no. We got any signs associated with this? With the Queen of Cups, oh, there's death. There's Scorpio right there. So you're getting out of this. This is a transition. Something's coming back around for you again. There's a windfall coming back around. There's some money that's in motion to get to you. Okay? Because you have gotten your fuel back. That's this transition. That's what death is. It's like death has let this hex finally die to put things in the motion, in motion for you. Wow. There's the magician. This death is acting a lot like a magician. There is stuff coming for you very, very, very quickly. Somebody's making something happen for you quick. There's Aquarius too. So I'm really excited for this. The Queen of Cups become the Queen of Pentacles. Like, there is money coming in for you. There's this like spark coming in for you, connection, being more connected to yourself and the things around you while being grounded. It's almost like, it's like a testimony almost coming in. Like, will you pass the test? There's the World with the 6 of Swords. Like, this is over. Like, you're moving forward. Like, the universe has decided you're moving forward. These people, by taking your fuel, like I said, what did I say? You're in a fucking paddle boat. What is he doing? He's paddling. Oh my God, talk about a sign. There you go. There's your sign right there that what I said is the truth. Like, they took your fucking engine away from you, and you were like, well, they didn't take your engine away, but if you don't have a fuel if you don't have fuel, how are you supposed to drive, right? So again, it's just like you outsmarted them in some way where you were like, and they didn't realize that you kept going this whole time. They thought they really fucked you over, right? They thought that they were, and you know what? I got this Knight of Swords was in reverse, and I do want to say that they lied to themselves. The sun did come out for you. You just chose to see it in a different way, and that was the Ace of Wands. That's all you needed to do to find your inner strength. Whereas there's Leo too. Right? Oh my God, there's the wheel. So these people have massively been holding back this wheel of change for you. This is the wheel of change. Okay. And right after the wheel is the Three of Cups. There's the friends, you know, the openings, the offerings now, whereas they used to all congregate together to make things happen. You now get to be with a bunch of people. It could be something to do with a new job, or you could be this new money that's coming in could be attached to people, and those people become your friends. You know, those people become people that you want to hang out with because your back is no longer up against the wall, okay, really defensive and not seeing because you really couldn't. Like, you had to sit very quiet, still, and blind while these people did this. I don't really know why, but I feel like, yeah, like there's a new job. I think there's a new job coming in. There's the Ace of Pentacles with the Five of Swords in reverse because of the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Like, these people have made you work so fucking hard for something, like for fuel. That's what it is. They've made you work overtime to feed their tanks. Okay, and you're successfully over it because I think the universe now has known, man, how has this person done this much work and still doesn't have any money to show for it? That's a fucking curse. That's a hex. That's somebody keeping you from your money. And it's like, people, they want to think because they're playing in other dimensions, you're never going to notice. But obviously we're noticing something, like something wasn't right. You can't be doing all this work in the 3D and have nothing to show for it, right? So somebody was like a little bit disconnected from themselves, almost not really knowing if this was going to be something they were going to be able to prove or not. And there, you made a wish and it came true. Okay, because you were really hurt and you couldn't see why things were crumbling all the time. Okay, the Moon with the Tower in reverse, like, why is everything reversing on me? Like, I don't understand why I can't see this. I don't understand why it's being blocked from me. Okay, why you had to be so defensive all the time and so powerful and in your stance and having to charge against these people. Well, it was because the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, everything that they ever tried to do, everything that you tried to do went into reverse because it was going into their pockets. They were stealing it. So now that seed gets turned upright because the Ace of Wands is right there and the Sun. So now this seed can finally grow above land, okay? And you don't have to fight for it anymore. Five of Wands with the Seven of Swords. You don't have to fight this thief anymore who's been keeping you wandering for so long. Work, 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 nothing to show. Work, 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 nothing to show. Now we got to move on. Now we got to move on. Now we got to move on. Oh, we're going to work a little bit more. Okay, now we got nothing to show for. Okay, guess we're moving on, right? Like, really keeping somebody in very, very traumatic state, okay? And that's why they've been stopping this wheel from turning, because you've been giving them so much money, okay, so much fuel that they don't want to get rid of you. Why would they? You're giving them everything. So Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse, Eight of Swords in reverse. So you're physically getting out of this. Like, these people have been lying about their crops, how they're making their money, right? Because really they've just been keeping you working behind the scenes. That was the whole point, right? They're saying they're working, but people have caught on like, but wait a second, you never leave your house. How can you be working? Oh, I work online. No, you don't. You don't even have internet. What would you do? Like, we didn't have power all last week. How did you supposedly make money if you work from home, right? It's like somebody, like, you know, they just had to do the wrong thing in front of the right person. Right? That's all really they had to do to expose what they've been doing for so long. Wow. Okay. So, we're going to end it at that. It seems like something pretty spectacular is coming in for you. There's a shit ton of energy. I don't really remember all of it because I can't go back in time on everything that I've said. But I do feel like there's something new coming in, right? Yeah. them freezing you out and hexing you has really been shown, right? Oh yeah. There's a lot of, a lot coming in, a lot of connection, fired up. Things are coming in fast. That's what I'm getting. There's this feeling of fast, and that's how you know, like, you know, people might say like, oh, don't trust it, it's going so fast. But sometimes when you've been held back like a turtle, and then all of a sudden you get your skis back, then, or your motor back in this sense, and because you get your fuel back, you might take off really fucking quick. And people are only going to say slow down because they want your success to slow down and your good fortune because they want to take it again. No, thank you. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I feel like the message has come out. That is all I'm going to say. You know, thanks for everybody watching. Awesome comeback story for sure with somebody here. So always remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't mean that parts of it won't resonate or that doesn't resonate with somebody else. So if it just has to resonate with somebody else, then allow it to resonate with somebody else. Can't all be for you, but I do feel like this could stretch out to quite a lot of people because people have been held back from things for a really long time, and this makes sense of why you'd be held back from something for so long, right? So personal readings, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. If not, just enjoy the channel. Thank you so much for everything. Your emails, everything you say, everything you do, all your donations. You guys are absolutely fabulous. No, I cannot get the Cash App. People do ask me quite a bit. I'm in Canada. We don't have that. We have PayPal and email transfer, which sometimes email transfers don't even work either if you don't have the right bank attached. So, I mean, I think it just goes through email now, does it not? I thought it did. I thought it just went through your email. I don't know. Anyways, that's the only way I know how to transfer money is e-transfer. But anyways, thanks for everything. All right. Have a good day. Have a good week. This is the starter. Have a good week. Peace out.